Yo, day 2, I'm back. Daily business motivation. And today I'm going to talk about something that I think is probably holding back most people. If we think of everyone that's trying to achieve something great, so let's take somebody that's trying to build a business and they're trying to go from either in a 9 to 5 or part-time, self-employed to really living that, freedom-based business, work for yourself, decide your own rota. Let's be honest, just that alone is life-changing. I'm not saying you want to be a millionaire in a month, even a year. I'm not saying that you're going to be off to Bali in a week, like to go live. But just having that time, location, freedom, being able to set your own schedule is big. And a lot of you are so close to that. You're much closer than you think to being there. It's like a step. It's like literally just stepping over to another side. And then you look at things differently. You start attaining clients and making money differently and quickly. But the thing holding most of you back is fear. Yeah, respectfully, most of you are scaredy cats. And your fear comes from overthinking. So most people overthink. You think, like you think over things 100 times, and then you get fearful because you're thinking of all the scenarios, everything that could go wrong, and then that fear leads to inaction. All right, the fear leads to inaction, and when you don't act, you don't get. When you don't take a risk, there's no chance you win. When you don't step forward, there's no chance you move forward, right? And I love the saying that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. All right, so there's a stat about Michael Jordan, who's said to be the greatest basketball player of all time, that he missed far more shots than he took. He lost far more championships than he won, right? Like his free throw rate is, of him actually scoring free throws and or game winning throws, because in basketball you got the shot clock, you're racing against the clock. On the last second you could win the game just from a free throw or whatever, similar to football. But in basketball, it's a lot more common. So he missed a lot more of those game-winning shots than he actually hit on target, and he actually got and he scored. But no one remembers those. We only remember the greatness. So, it all boils down to like fear, and even in myself, this is something that I've kind of been growing through and learning and just kind of taking in over the last month. And it's like, how do I get bigger success? How do I get faster success, right? Because, it's good, slow route, long and steady. Like, I get that, and I'm all for that. But if I wanted to accelerate my results, what do I do? And it all boils down to taking more risks. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? If you see somebody who's achieved a great load of success in what seems kind of fast, or, because we say look, it's not far, if it's fast, it don't last. Yeah, 100%. But you can still get accelerated results. There's still two people who might start from the exact same place, and one literally accelerates and the other slows down. And all it is that one person is just taking a lot more risk, a lot more chance. So, that's that, right? And so your success is heavily based on, just the risks you take and the opportunities you take. Let's remove the word risk for a second. Just the most opportunities you take. And you take that by taking risk, and you take risk by, not being fearful, and you're not going to be fearful by not overthinking. So if we reverse that, the big thing for me is just think less. And I talk to myself that, and I like making systems, little acronyms, little sayings that can stick with me, little lessons, right? And I told myself, just think less. I said it, think less, because I'm naturally an overthinker. But I taught myself to just, think less. And I kind of give myself a 3-second rule. So, most things I don't think about them too much. If I get a thought that comes in my mind and it's maybe making a thought of doubt, a thought of paranoia, a thought of fear, I don't think about that. And I use affirmations to conquer things. And I learned that from one of our old clients, right, who she does a lot of trail running and stuff like that. And she was like, when she's on a lot of her runs and competing, she uses affirmations. She said them over in her head. So instead of thinking, fuck, this is hard, she's like, yeah, I'm athletic, I can do this, I'm strong and all of that. And she chants that while she's going, and it keeps her flowing. And I learned that, and I thought, yeah, man. And I use that in everything. I was saying that I've done it before, but I use it more actively now. So when I think, start a thought or whatever, that, you know, I start going down a path of just thinking or overthinking. I'm just like, yeah, I don't think about stuff too much, man. I don't overthink things. I don't think too much. You know. And to some of you, you're gonna think that sounds dumb. You're gonna think, oh, how can you not think too much? But here's the thing: we've been you've been learning from you know, since you was born. You know, from the day you got home. You know, even if it wasn't seeping through, people are talking, they're saying different things. From about 2 years old, 3 years old, people are telling you, you know, don't touch the stove, do this, walk like that, talk like that, and you're just being taught over time, over time, over time. So think of how much sense you're building, like, you know, they call it common sense, but forget about just sense, general knowledge, you know, general risk and decision making. What do they call it? The deductive reasoning. So just being able to, you know, look at something way up the odds and say, should I do this, or how, if I do this, or what will that lead to? So you've built so much sense and so much knowledge over years, and then you've gone to school, then you've gone this, then you've gone that. You've learned from experiences, you learn mistakes. So you've got enough knowledge to take action on things and get things right. But what happens is that it's doubt that's been sowed in. You know, we meet people along our journeys that say like, oh, don't do that, that's scary, or don't do that, or you can't do that, or don't, that businesses are scary, all of that. And those things just lead us to have so much doubt. You know, we get it from what's around us, and you just have so much doubt. And to the point where people think so much that, to the point someone asks you if you want a glass of water, and you're like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're thinking for years. It's like, bro, just drink the flipping water. It's good for you. You know what I mean? As long as you're not about to go to sleep, drink the water. So yeah, man, I don't want to go too much on a tangent, but what I'm going to say is that if you are trying to get places in life and you're wondering why you're hitting a lot of roadblocks or you're not accelerating as fast as possible, then just understand that it's usually to do with fear. You know, you're scared. You're scared. And fear is just something you don't understand. So if someone tells me you know, you're not moving forward because you're fearful, I'm not going to react to that in a negative way. I'm just going to try and understand it. Okay, all right, I'm fearful. What am I fearful of? All right, how do I overcome this? Because someone somewhere down the line in history has been in this position and has overcome it. So how am I going to do that? And I'm here telling you, if you're fearful, you just got to take more risks. You got to learn to do. You know, they say that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's with fear being present, but still doing it anyway. So I call it the pull the trigger mentality, you know, and I think everyone should go to shooting range once in their life to feel that feeling of pulling the trigger, that anticipation, you know, that slow, that time before, and then bow, you know, that explosion when you've done it. And I call it the pull the trigger mentality because you got to learn to feel a bit of fear, feel a bit of anxiousness, and just do things anyway. And you condition yourself to be so good at that you can just go and you just become someone that doesn't procrastinate. You just take action to the point that it's like, as long as it makes sense, if I need to do something, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I'm here. It's flipping probably 9:30. It's about 9:30 right now. I've just done my skips. I finished my skips for the day. Some of you know I'm skipping every day for 90 days. And I've come back and I'm going to go unwind, maybe read a bit of book or listen a bit of book, drink a green tea. But beforehand, I'm going to shoot this fucking video. And some of you would never do this. You would never shoot the video. You would never post it. You'd think so long and hard about it. But because I've conditioned my mind so well into that pull the trigger mentality, I will do whatever needs to be done at any